So on this video, I will go over the model that changed my vision. And before I even talk about anything else, okay, if your attention spam is ass, please, I would highly suggest you to optimize your environment so that there's nothing to strike you, okay? If you have a TikTok brain, Peppa Pig brain, and you can't focus on something, just cut it straight up. Don't even watch the video. Or if you're already thinking about scrolling away or just watching the next video you're gonna watch, don't. That's not for you, respectfully, okay? I want to get rid of the people who doesn't want to take it seriously. I want to talk directly to the people that are going to take note and take action with it, right? The people who are going to execute. Now, if you stick to the end, my promise to you is that you will have access to the behind the scene of the model that, yes, changed my vision, but most importantly, changed the life of the big dogs in the industry. And I'll use that term a lot, the big dogs. And what I mean by that, when I talk about the big dogs, I'm talking about Alex Hormozi, Iman Ghazi, people like Cole Cardones, Sam Ovens, right? The top dogs in the industry, okay? And before I even talk about all of that, before I even get into the sauce, I want to give a quick background, talk about my story, who I am, so that you understand who I am, where I'm coming from, and that you understand the thought process behind everything, how I came up with what I came up, right? So my name is Gadiel Berendois. People just call me Gad, but yeah. I'm 17 years old, currently live in Canada. I was born in Rwanda, grew up in Congo, right? Up until 6-7 years old, right? I'm actually Congolese, grew up in Congo, Kinshasa. That's me. I think in this picture I was actually in Senegal. Yeah, I was like 3, 4. No, I was like 3, yeah. 3, 2, 3. That was me right there, this little kid right there. I had a beautiful smile. Anyway, that's the family. That's me. I'm the older brother. That's my little bro, my little sis, my mom, my dad. That was in Christmas to 2022, I think. No, 2023. But yeah, that's us reunited. And as for me, I started my first entrepreneurial journey in November of 2022. I started off with dropshipping, right? The classic. I was also doing a little bit of trading on the side. That was the first time of me actually making any type of money online. I say it in a sarcastic way because if you're smart, you would tell that, bro, just look at the conversion rate. God damn it. You can tell I lost. That's not profit. I think I was not even breaking even. Basically throughout my journey, I've made money dropshipping and I lost it all with ads, right? On this store, I think I just started Snapchat ads and I barely knew how to use it. I couldn't convert anything. I couldn't target the right audience. I was learning, right? I was breaking even. I lost a couple of money, but it is what it is, the part of the process. I was also learning about trading. Never really trade any real money, but I always used demo account. I was just, learning the basics, right? Taking notes and everything. On a grind, but really no crazy result because I was trying multiple things at the same time. But one big thing I learned throughout this journey, even though I haven't made it so far with dropshipping or trading, one big takeaway was having the right mindset, right? I was able to, the knowledge I was gaining, everything I was consuming about business, I built a strong mindset, the right mindset, which basically consists of pursuing purpose over money. Because although I was first doing it for the money in the beginning, I quickly learned to pursue purpose over money. And we all know that making money is all about the value that you provide and the problem that you solve. I learned one big thing about business in general, or just making money in general. You get paid. If you want to get paid a lot of money, solve a big problem. It's by solving problem that you make money. Money is made through an exchange of value, meaning that you get paid in proportion of the value that you provide, in proportion of the problem that you solve. That's how wealth is generated. It's a principle. It's like a law. It's like the law of gravity. Money is simply made through an exchange of value. If somebody values something if somebody values something, he is willing to pay a lot of money for that thing that he values a lot, right? That's how wealth is created. And now, although there was money to be made in dropshipping, the main reason it wasn't a good fit for me personally was because it just wasn't something that I feel like it wasn't something that could fulfill me long term, because I just came to the conclusion that, look, if you want to do dropshipping and your goal isn't to build a 6, 7, 8 or 9 figure e-commerce brand, then you shouldn't give it a shot, really, okay? Because it's not something that you're going to do long term. unless you want to build really like a big e-commerce brand like Gymshark, right? If your goal is to build a big clothing, well, it doesn't have to be a clothing brand, but a big e-commerce brand like Gymshark, something like that, then yeah, maybe go for dropshipping and eventually switch to e-commerce, obviously. But that just wasn't me. Okay, I needed something bigger than me, right? I needed purpose, and dropshipping for me was kind of a red flag because I just didn't feel like I was changing someone's life or solving any big problems, because I didn't feel like I had an impact on anything, at least directly. I didn't feel like I had a direct impact on someone, at least, right? But although fumbling and failing multiple times, I did learn some life-changing skills. So after that period of the November 2022 to the end of 2023, I had now 3 main skills under my belt, right? Which were editing and content creation, organic marketing, and running ads. And so I leveraged knowledge on online business and the skill set and the mindset that I had to have access to the right tool set. So the first move that I made from there was that I bought Iman Gaji's course. I bought it, right? I bought it. And I remember I followed the guy way before I bought his course. Actually, I bought his course like a year after consuming his content, right? And so that basically just, for me, that was the intro to the service-based business model, to the agency space, the online agency, just service-based business model. For me, that was new, right? If you're an e-commerce or owner, whatever, watching this video, it's 2 different business model, and that opened my eyes for a new way of looking at business. That's where my vision was born, right? And so by the end of high school, we graduated in 2023, summer 2023. Me and my high school friend were on a mission from there, right? That's my high school friend, also the co-worker of GrowStream, right? The co-founder of GrowStream, Emile Cloutier. That's me, high school. We graduated and we went on our mission together, right? And from there, I built our first offer. Now, keep in mind, I had experience in editing content, organic marketing, and advertisement. And so after going through the course, I thought I could, package this into an offer. The skills that I had and the knowledge that I have, I was pretty good at it. And I was like, that could be a great offer, right? Why not? And I realized one main thing is that, unfortunately, I was being a commodity, basically. Everybody was starting to edit content for people, and basically people were doing editing services for $1,500 a month. And even that's a lot of money, because anybody can edit content, and so people are just charging less, right? The supply is going crazy, but the demand is not following up anymore. So even $1,500, that's a lot to charge for editing services. But basically the main problem here was that it was saturated. I was becoming a commodity, because anybody can do that. And you can be replaced by AI now. That's the crazy part. And if not, there's probably a dude from India that's willing to do it for $450 a month, right? For editing content. And same thing goes for ads. And also on top of this, I will also add that anybody can learn these skills at this point for free. So there's no value in it, really. Now, what did I do about it? The one thing I quickly realized, well, first off, that it's really not about selling what you want. For my case, it was editing services, because that's what I would say, good at, and I had experience in this, right? Or even advertisement, right? It's not about selling what you want. It's about selling what the market needs. So I had to ask myself and to look around me. What are the trends? What's in high demand? Okay. What are the people's current problem that they are facing that can be solved through what? Value exchange. Like I said, how money is made is through value exchange. So what are the current problems that people are facing that I can solve for them through value exchange? So how can I provide for something valuable to these people, right? Provide for something valuable to people, to someone. That's what gonna make them want to pay you crazy amount of money. If you can solve a specific problem that they value, or that is just stopping them, or just a specific problem to them, they are willing to pay you crazy amount of money. If you can take away a pain from them, right, that's where the value exchange happens. And so I knew I had to close the gap. I knew I had to be different for people. I couldn't just come up, show up in the market and be like, hey, yo, I know how to edit. I know how to edit. Well, no shit. Everybody does. So does AI now, right? So I couldn't just be that guy. I had to be different. And to come up with the best offer, I had to find the best problem. And so I had to find a trend. I had to look around what is trending. And before even thinking about the niche I would go for or learning about a new skill from scratch, I had to ask myself, okay, what are the doors that my current skills and knowledge are opening for me? What's in front of me with what I actually have? What's in front of me with what I have under my belt, right? The first thing I noticed is that I've seen in the market the rise of personal branding and audience and the importance of leverage. Okay, now maybe you know what I'm talking about when I say this. Maybe you've noticed the same thing yourself if you're a bit aware, right, of what's going on in the market, because it used to be all about lead gen back then, right? And when I say lead gen, I'm talking about, cold outreach, right? The old ways of doing lead gen, basically cold email, cold call. It used to be all about that. That was the way to go. That was the way to get attention. That was the way to, get in business. But who says it's all about lead gen? The old ways of doing lead gen, cold outreach, cold call, like I just said, right? Everybody and their mom knows about it. It's everywhere. You can learn about it, and so can my grandmother from Congo. Okay, there's no value in this. And I was like, okay, now what can I do from here with that information? Because I needed more data from here. And the people with the most data were the big dogs. Okay, again, that's where I went all in. I just went crazy. I studied Alex Hormozi, Iman Ghazi. I was still in this course back then, right? Cole Cardon, Sam Ovens. I studied them all. And on this video, I'm mainly going to talk about Alex Hormozi because I'll explain why. But it's basically Alex Hormozi, Cole Cardon, Sam Ovens, right? And Iman Ghazi, they do the same thing. Okay, they all have their system that they use to make that type of money. They're all using the same method, the same system. That's what I want to go over, right? And so after buying Iman Ghazi's course, I realized, first off, I'll never be able to make the type of money that he makes, and that's no matter how good I am at doing what he teaches me. That's simply because that's not how he makes his money. That's not how he makes his money. Although he teaches about how to build an online agency, right? Now, where is his agency? Oh, and he has one? Well, then how much does he make from it? Okay, definitely not $100 million a year, because that's what he takes home every year, right? That's the amount of money he makes per year. That's what he takes home. Now, when I was in his course, he was making about, I searched it up, but it was a while ago, he was making about $85 million a year, right? But that's without counting a couple of things. So I just rounded up to $100 million a year because it was a while ago, and he's consistently growing. He gained a lot more following. He just launched a new offer for his program, right? He's definitely making more than $85 million a year at this point. So I run it up to $100 million a year. Now, I found out that Iman is not the best agency owner in the world, although that's what the world thinks of him. Everybody thinks Iman is the best agency owner in the world for a reason, though, because that's what his personal brand does to him. Keep in mind, he scaled his agency to $100,000 per month, which is good, but that's not $100 million a year. That's not all of his money. So where is the $98.8 million? I mean, Jason Schwenk, I definitely didn't pronounce his name properly, but Jason, I'm gonna just call him Jason respectfully. Okay, Jason built $100 million a year agency, right? Not Iman. If I was looking to build an online agency, I shouldn't have even bought his course. I should have go to Jason. He knows how to build an agency online, and he is probably the best at it. Not only that, he actually made his money doing it. Now, I'm not saying Iman never built an agency. He did, but that's not how he makes most of his money. That's what we think. When we see the crazy lifestyle he lives on IG, on YouTube, the chicks he get, the cars that he buys, the guy buys a car every month. Like, that's crazy. We think that, oh yeah, he made this money from his agency. No, he didn't. Says who, right? So that's where I went behind the scene. I said this, but like, you know what I mean by behind the scene. That's when I went all in and I basically studied his business model. How does he make his money? Where does the $98.8 million came from, right? That's when I found out all the money missing from the equation I'm talking about is coming from his personal brand. And when I saw the potential of leveraging a personal branding, I was like, no shit. Sorry for my language, but of course he doesn't teach us about it. It's too much value. Instead, he taught us that it's all about lead gen, the old ways of starting an online agency, right? Because as an online coach or an entrepreneur, why would you saturate your own market? Why would you give the sauce for free, right? So, of course, he doesn't teach us. You will never see, I'm telling you, I'm ready to put money on the table. You'll never see Iman Ghazi exposing how he built his personal brand, ever. He'll probably talk around it, but never. He will. One thing I can guarantee you, he will never sell a course on how to start a personal brand. And if he does, it'll be like probably a couple of years from here. Yeah, he will probably do this. Actually, he will probably do this eventually, but a couple of years from here, because once he will do this, it will already be too late to start your own personal brand. He will teach us how to build a personal brand like he did after he made his money from personal branding, and after personal branding become saturated. Soon as personal branding will become saturated, that's when Iman will start teaching us about how to start your own your own personal brand. But that day will be too late. You don't want to be that guy, okay? And that's exactly what he did with his agency, right? He's teaches he's basically, I was in his course, and he was basically, I don't want to shit on the guy, right? He's an amazing person, very smart, great marketing genius, right? But the guy was teaching us how to do lead gen the old way: cold outreach, cold email, cold calls. That's not how it works anymore. It's saturated. People are being numb by this, right? I'm telling you that you literally, with email marketing, you need to send like 1,000 emails nowadays to get one response, right? Everybody knows how it works. When you go through a VSL, you basically know the whole process. Everything is being saturated, and guess what? That's what Iman is teaching us, and that's the exact same thing he's going to use. That's the exact same framework he's going to use again a couple of years from here, right? And watch him. I'm pretty sure that'll happen, okay? And you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be left behind, okay? And the main problem, I'm getting ahead of myself, but here I was talking about lead gen, right? It's not just about lead gen. Here's the main problem with the old method of doing the lead gen is that who wants leads that are not qualified? Leads that can't trust you and that doesn't show up. That's what happens when you do cold outreach. Now, a personal brand, yes, a personal brand will solve all of this, but with a personal brand, because a personal brand helps with a lot, right? You get to build and educate your own audience for their problems, on their main problems. You get to educate them on the solution and how they would benefit from it, right? Now, most importantly, a personal brand also gives you a competitive advantage, because you literally kill the competition. Because really, who are you competing against if you are the brand? There's not another Iman Ghazi, just as there's not another you. And no one is better at being you than yourself, okay? You get to be the face of your business. That's another advantage of a personal brand. You get to be the face of your business, because at the end of the day, people buy from people, and that's what a personal brand is here for. So if there's one thing you need to take away from what I just what I just said about personal branding, is that basically, in general, it helps you to build and nurture an audience and generate attention. Now, people don't need more editing services. They need an audience. They need a personal brand that's going to nurture and sell for them on their behalf. Now, when I say people don't need more editing services, you can apply this to anything. People don't need more lead gen services, okay? Appointment setting services. People don't need more, what's the other thing? Running ads, okay? People don't need other advertisement service. People don't need VSL funnel. It's saturated. Cut it, okay? People actually need an audience, a personal brand that's going to nurture and sell for them. Now, from here, I took the skills that I had, right? Okay, I'm putting you back in context because I kind of went ahead of myself for a while. But from here, I took the skills that I had, which were content creation, editing, and organic marketing, and I told myself again, okay, what doors does it opens to me? What are the doors that these skills open to me? Is there a trend around this? Is it in high demand? And how can I basically change someone's life with this one, right? With my skills, or even why would it change someone's life? Which is also a great question to ask yourself. So with the insights that I had, okay, basically what I just went over on personal branding, okay, I came down to this one conclusion, which is that people need an attention generating mechanism to build their personal brand, because the old ways of doing lead gen are dead. Cold outreach, cold pitch, ads doesn't work anymore. And I had to find who were these people. Who are these people? Who are the people that are looking for help with their personal brand? And it's mainly the online coaches, consultant, and for product business owner, people that owns an education company, okay? The people that sells an online program and for product or online coaching, and the people that are in need of an audience like Iman Ghazi, of people that can trust them, right? So it's the people that sell online program and for product or online coaching and need an audience like Iman Ghazi, of people that can trust them. They need people who buys not because of the price, not even because of the study cases, but people who buy because of the person. Because at the end of the day, people buy from people. You think I look at the price when I bought Iman Ghazi's course, right? Remember when I said that I was watching his content a year, around almost for a year before I actually bought his course. Listen, man, you could have blindfolded my eyes. I would have still bought the course. I didn't look at the price. I bought the course. Matter of fact, I borrowed money to buy that course. I didn't have that money. I didn't have the money to buy the course. I bought his course when he at some point he made a big discount, right? I bought it straight up. Didn't look at the price. I begged my mom. I borrowed money, right, without her knowing, okay, literally, to buy his course, because I was like, duh, it's Iman. Like, talking about a scam? No, like, the guy, it's Iman. I didn't think twice when I bought his course. I didn't think it could be a scam or anything, because during that year of me consuming content, that's how Iman was able to build a relationship with me. That's how he built and nurture his audience. That's the impact of a personal brand. That's what I want to go over. This is why we call Iman the marketing genius. That's why he's able to do so much money while making people think that he is the best agency owner in the world, although he's not. He was able to scale his agency to $100,000 a year, but he's making 10 times that amount of money, right? And that is through his personal brand. Now, that's not it, okay, at this point, because where's the catch, right? We can't just stop on personal branding. Like I said, there's a whole gap to close. Personal branding is just the first part, right? There's a lot that goes on, okay? So all of that is great. People need a personal brand, but everybody is starting to know about it. So how could I be different? That's what I ask myself. Because I noticed when I analyzed the trend, I noticed the rise of personal branding and audience building in the market. I noticed that. And so I asked myself, now, since everybody's starting to know about it, about personal branding, building an audience, how it's important, right? Well, people are starting to know about this, although it's still the beginning and this is just getting started. Still, I wanted to do more because I wanted to close the whole gap. Even though it's brand new, right? Personal branding, think about it, of TikTok in 2022 or 2021. I think it came out in 2021, right? Not sure. But when you think about advertising, anyways, I was in that time I was doing TikTok ads. That's when everything was crazy. That's when I started making money from dropshipping. Think about personal branding like TikTok versus Facebook, right? Facebook was trending during the COVID, I think a bit before COVID, and during the COVID, that's when Facebook ads was trending, right? Think about Facebook ads like the old way of doing outreach, right? Whether it's cold call, cold outreach, right? That's basically Facebook in 2019. And then TikTok came in and crushed everything, right? TikTok right now, TikTok is like personal branding right now, basically. If that's pretty clear, that's how I would see it, right? Now, how could I be different, right? I wanted to close the whole gap, and I knew it wasn't just about personal branding. So what more can I give? Since I wasn't the first person that wanted to help people build personal brand, I asked myself, among these people, right, online consultant people that need a personal brand, right, among these people, for the ones that already have a personal brand, what other problem are they facing and why? So I can add more value, because it's definitely not just about having an audience and a personal brand. Again, otherwise it would be way easier and everybody will be a millionaire. Okay, the main problem that I noticed was that they couldn't convert it. The people that already had a personal brand, I noticed, because when you grow your business, when you solve a problem, with growth comes other problems. So I wanted to position myself and be ahead of people and knew what was the next problem and how can I solve these problems to close the entire gap for these people. And so I noticed for the people, even though even though you might be able to scale your personal brand. Now, the second step to this was like, how are you going to convert your personal brand? You have all the attention in the world, right? Now, how are you going to convert it? Okay. Again, Iman Ghazi was great at doing this, right? His conversion mechanism. I will go over way more sauce later, but yeah, from here, I told myself, look, the problem was that they couldn't convert this attention, because what happens is that, well, what happens when you generate a lot of attention and you don't convert it, what happens is that you don't make money. Simple as that. Okay. So the solution was that I needed to help them convert that attention. Okay. So I needed to build for them the best client acquisition infrastructure. I needed a conversion mechanism. But, okay, there's always a big but. Okay, pause, wait. There's always, maybe there's always a but. There's a catch here, because there's a lot that comes in when it comes to client acquisition. Because a great client acquisition infrastructure with a bad offer is like building a house on sand. It's not going to work, it's not going to convert, and you're going to be stuck in the dirt. Okay, now think about the Jesus parable in the book of Matthew, where basically there was a foolish man and a wise man, and both of them built a house. Now, the foolish man built his house on sand, and I made a video on this on my Instagram page, but basically I'm gonna make it fast, right? The foolish man built his house on sand, and the wise man built his house on the rock. And guess what? A storm happened eventually, right? Now, what happened next? The foolish man lost everything. After the storm, he lost everything, and the wise man survived, and that was because he built his house on the rock. That's what I want to talk about. You don't want to, like, many people are unfortunately behaving like the foolish man. The man who built his house on sand. They work with all the appointment setting agencies, the lead gen agencies, the short form content agencies in the world to help them with their business. But no matter how good their personal brand and client acquisition systems are, they still have a bad offer. Okay? A personal brand won't save you from a bad offer. Even if the foolish dude would have built a penthouse, okay, whatever it is, a mansion, his house would have still collapsed because it was standing on sand. Okay, the fundamentals of your business are not good. Your offers suck, right? Not because of and the house would collapse not because the house wasn't resistant enough, but because it was standing on sand. Okay, so your offer is your rock. So from here, I knew that when it comes to building an amazing offer and client acquisition systems and great conversion mechanism, there's no one better than Alex Hormozi. That was the next person I studied. I also read his book, $100 Million Offer. Literally great, amazing book. I don't want to get ahead of myself and start talking about it, but go read it. Strongly suggest you. If you're that broke, like me, when I read it, I was that broke. I listened to the audiobook on my phone, on Spotify. You could literally listen to it and read it at the same time on your phone. Crazy. But yeah, before I get ahead of myself, okay, building an amazing offer. So I knew that when it comes to building an amazing offer and a great client acquisition systems and a conversion mechanism, there's no one better than Alex Hormozi. And on top of that, I mentioned Alex Hormozi. I could talk about Sam Ovens because he used the exact same strategy, the exact same system, but I chose Alex Hormozi because I know that he is not a scam, because that's what he is currently using. He made his money doing it. He's not selling it. He didn't make his money selling it. He made his money doing it, and he isn't trying to sell anything. That's why all of his content is free. Literally, his book. I was just talking about his book, bro. He published his book, right? I don't know how much it costs, okay, but I think a couple months later, he literally published the audiobook on Spotify for totally free. Like, the guy literally gives away sauce for free. But anyway, I know he's not a scam because he made his money doing it, okay? So for someone who wants to build a business that will change their life, who wants to be unique and have an impact, they need a bulletproof offer. Basically, everything I just went over, I'm just summarizing everything right here, right? They need a bulletproof offer, attention generation mechanism. They need a bulletproof client acquisition system, right? So appointment settings comes with it too, right? And they need a smooth conversion mechanism. So it's not just about lead gen, appointment setting, short form content, Facebook ads, or worse again, I hate to say this word, but cold outreach. Okay, that's not what's gonna save your business. Matter of fact, Matter of fact, these things alone are gonna create new problems in your business. And here's where everything makes sense now. Now, this is where I literally gives away. I will give you away everything. This is where I talk about the sauce, okay? And listen, don't ask me why. I don't know why people don't talk about this, okay? I don't know why. Sorry for my language, but I don't know why the fuck people don't talk about this, okay? And I want to go over literally everything. Now, basically, on the behind the scene in their system, okay, there's basically two phases of this, right? The first phase being your offer, mainly your offer, right? Structuring the right offer, which Alex Hormozi mastered this, okay? His book, go read it if you need to. And the market, which is your audience, the people that you go for, that's all in the first phase. And the second phase is all about the attention generation mechanism and the conversion mechanism, okay? That's what I want to go over today. But before I even get started, okay, and before I get ahead of myself, again, I don't want to repeat myself because I've made a free training already going over literally everything about building an offer, exactly like Alex Hormozi did. I went over the thought process, the exercises he used to build a brand new offer, and I will kind of go over it on this video. But again, since I don't want to repeat myself, I strongly suggest you to pause the video and go watch it. It's on the bio of my IG, of my Instagram account. Go watch it, totally free. I'm not trying to convince anything, but it's really gonna help you to understand what I'm gonna say in this video, okay? And basically, I literally go on the behind the scene, how he came up with his offer, and I give examples for free, literally things you can watch the video and come up with a brand new offer and copy everything I say in the video and everything that Alex Hormozi did and do it for yourself. Literally, that's the whole point of the free training, okay? But I want to go over the offer first because, again, I think that's the rock of your business. That's the fundamental of your business, okay? If your offer is amazing, it's gonna sell for itself, literally. Obviously, you want to communicate your offer, but you know what I'm trying to say, okay? So for your offer, I simply want to go over what a bad offer looks like and what a great offer looks like, what a bulletproof offer looks like, or just how Alex Hormozi will structure his offer, basically. A quick overview on that. Now, a bad offer, the main thing about a bad offer, first off, your offer is bad if you have a commoditized offer. So if your service is saturated, like I said in the beginning of the video, when I was talking about me thinking about selling Facebook ads in Facebook ads, me thinking about selling advertising services, that's a commodity. That's saturated, overrated, whatever, call it how you want, okay? If you're someone who's trying to sell something that anybody can replace you with, look, if I'm selling short form content, okay, or just editing services, I can be replaced by AI now, okay? That's an example of a saturated offer. Now, that's an example for agency owner, but let's say you're online coach, coaching to agency owner who wants to start an online agency, okay? And your client is selling advertising services or editing services. Bro, I pray to God that you call him out because he's gonna end up bankrupt. If that's what he's doing in 2024, his business is gonna end up bankrupt, okay? You don't want to have a commoditized offer. You don't want to be easily replaceable. You don't want to do something that everybody else is doing and charging for the same price, okay? You don't want this, especially not in our new economy where everything goes fast and knowledge is literally decentralized, okay? Another thing about a bad offer, your offer is bad if you only solve one problem. You want to close the whole gap, like I said in the middle of the video, okay? If you, again, literally ads or just editing services, that's also a great example. You're just solving one problem, like getting a million views, not even getting a million views, like editing content. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take that example, okay? Getting a million views for your business, okay, that's cool. You have a lot of attention, but if your offer sucks, good luck with that. Like, what are you gonna do with that attention, okay? Or let's say you have a great offer, you have a lot of attention. How are you gonna convert it, okay? So you want to solve the whole gap. Sorry, and this is why I really want you to pause the video and literally go watch the free training, because I literally go over everything, and I'm gonna just make it quick here, okay, so that you at least you understand, okay? But here in the great offer, I want to go over here. A great offer is actually an offer that solves every obstacle faster and effortlessly. So basically, you close the whole gap by solving every single obstacle your client will have to face in his journey. So as an online coach, as the expert, you know your client better than they know themselves, or at least you want to be in a position where you know your client better than they know themselves. and you know their entire journey. You know what obstacle they're gonna face, depending on, because they want to get to from point A to point B, depending on where they are to where they want to be. You know what's the journey, you know how the journey is gonna look like. So a great offer is someone who's gonna build mechanism for every single of these obstacles, solve every single of these obstacle, and package it into one offer. That's an amazing offer. That's a no-brainer offer, and that's what Alex Hormozi did, and that's what I went over in my free training. Literally, I don't just go over that, I even go deeper, because I go behind the thought process behind this. I literally give exercises. There's an exercise that you can do right now to come up with these mechanisms, and that you can literally, I give an example. I give two examples. I give an example that you can literally copy paste for your own coaching business, and I give an example that Alex Hormozi did, and I went over his script and everything he did for that. Okay, so feel free to watch it, but basically that's the whole point of this. Now that you understand this, the main takeaway here is you want to close the whole gap with your offer. Okay, and unfortunately, if your offer is saturated and you only solve one problem, you're probably charging a low price. At this point, really, there's nothing valuable about your offer, and you're just competing on price. That's what happens when you're a commodity, okay? And that leads you to not charging enough. You don't charge enough, you don't have any profit for superstar talent. You can't afford to hire an amazing team for your business, okay? And a bad offer is also when you sell to the market basically what you want and not what they need. Now, I went over this in the beginning of the video, right? It's self-explanatory. I don't really need to explain myself here, but you get the point. Your offer is also bad if you have inconsistent lead flow. If you only rely on cold outreach, don't even bother finishing the video, okay? Respectfully, okay? Like, if you only rely on cold outreach, your thing is not going to be consistent, okay? Now, an example of a bulletproof offer, a no-brainer offer, okay? Which is basically just an offer that people will feel stupid saying no for. Like I said, when you're the guy who solves every obstacle faster and effortlessly for your client's journey, like that's a no-brainer offer already, okay? And you want to make sure that actually it's scalable, okay? You want to make sure that you systemize everything and automate everything. Again, I went over this in the free training, but basically you want to make sure that your systems are basically automated so that you don't have to literally depend on your time too much, okay? You want to make sure that everything is automated so you can scale it to the moon, okay? And basically with a no-brainer offer, okay, by default, people are gonna be ready to pay you crazy amount of money. Great example of Alex Hormozi. I want to talk about somebody else than Alex Hormozi. Serge Guattari. Maybe you know him, maybe you don't. The guy, he mastered this like crazy, okay? He has his mechanism where he solves every single obstacle of their business. He's actually like, he runs a consulting company, okay? He's basically like he build and release offers, okay? And the guy, he was able to literally, people from third world country would sold their car to work with him. Like, I don't know if you understand how crazy that is, okay? To work with him, he had a no-brainer offer, and he was able to guarantee them results because, he did it for multiple people. And with his offer, why would you say no? Literally, people from third world country would feel stupid saying no to his offer, and they would sold their car. And now, keep in mind, he would charge 10 to 15 grand for his offer up front. That's a lot of money from someone from a third world country. 10 grand. That's not just a house. That's probably a house. I don't know, but that's a lot of money for them. Okay, so that's what it leads you to. With a no-brainer offer, you're able to have crazy margin, and with crazy profit, now you have access to superstar talent in your own team. You can hire superstar talent, and you can execute on that. Okay, and now that leads you to giving them crazy result. Okay, another thing, if you have a great offer, then that's because you're helping a specific audience, so that they know their offer is made for them. You if you're watching this video, you already have your own audience, but you get what I'm trying to say here, okay? You don't want to be too broad. You don't want to be like, oh, I'll help you with anything. Just tell me what I need and I'll help you. That doesn't work, right? Now, again, a bulletproof offer also consists of having consistent lead flow. Like I said, again, if you only rely on cold outreach, you're done. especially in 2024. Okay, that's the hard truth. And consistent lead flow looks like you have an inbound team system in your business, outbound team. Okay, you also have organic content working for you, sales asset, and ads. Okay, now I just named five example. Okay, that put all together will give you consistent and high quality lead. Okay, and again, your message, if you have a great offer, then your message is incredibly clear so that you resonate with your target audience main pain points. Now that you really want to do this through your content, the content that you make, that's where you want to target the right people. Now, I don't want to go over this really because, again, I went over this in my free training. I don't want to repeat myself, but basically with a great offer leads you to here, which I call this the flow state, and I call this the slavery flow state. Okay. Now, if you have a bad offer, that represents at least 95% of online coach and upper product business owners are stuck here, unfortunately. Okay. So by just applying this, you are already at least in the top 5%. Now, I call this the flow state. Why? For a reason. Okay. With a growth offer, an amazing offer like that, like Alex Hormozi, when you're able to solve every obstacle faster and effortlessly, okay, you want to execute fast. It's one thing to be able to have to close the whole gap, but the faster you close the gap, you can literally 10x your price for your offer. No, I'm wilding, but you get the point. Okay, the faster you can close the gap, the more valuable your offer becomes automatically. Okay, because let's say I'm an agency owner, you're an online coach, you're helping online agency owners. Okay, I want to work with you, but listen, I'm stuck at $10,000 a month. I want to scale to past $50,000 a month. That's cool. Let's say by doing this by myself, I would be able to scale past $50,000 a month in, let's say, 8 months if I do this by myself. But if you're there and you're telling me that you can help me get to $50,000 a month in 4 weeks, if you're telling me that you can close the gap for me and save me 7 months, listen, I'll buy your program even twice if I need to. Like, be in my position. If you just be in my position, or if you just get yourself in the position of your ideal client, if you can execute faster, the more you can charge, the more valuable it's going to be. I will buy your offer and I won't even look at the price. I'm telling you right now. Okay, so you want to be able to close the whole gap, but you also want to literally deliver on it faster. It adds more value. And if you can, especially as an entrepreneur, if you're telling me that you can save me 7 months of my life, of me figuring out by myself, bumping my head everywhere, losing money, if you can literally, and again, in your offer, if you have a mechanism for every single obstacle that I would have to face, if you solve all of these for me, and you did this, and you saved me 7 months, yeah, I won't think twice before working with you. Okay, so when you have a growth offer, an amazing offer, and you solve every single obstacle faster and effortlessly, then you have a no-brainer offer with leverage fulfillment, and that leads you to what? Now you can charge crazy amount of money. Now you can charge real high ticket. People are talking about $1-2 grand. I'm talking about 10 grand and more. Okay, and with these amazing profit margin, you can now afford superstar talent. Okay, and again, notice how one thing leads to the other. With amazing talent, now you can execute on delivering amazing results for your client, and that's why I call this the flow state. Again, how one thing leads to the other, and with a great offer, you for sure will be able to charge way more, and with more profit, you for sure be able to have access on amazing talent. That's why I call this the flow state. And the slavery flow state is basically the opposite. And I don't want to repeat myself again. Go watch a free training if needed, but that's the whole thing. Now, here, let's back to what I was saying in the beginning. Okay, if you're watching this video, you probably already have an audience. You probably have an ideal client in mind. But I just want to go over this pretty quick. Okay, as the expert, as an online coach, your market, right? You, as an online coach, already have an experience in something. Okay, you are probably an expert in something. Okay, maybe you're a mindset coach or fitness coach. You have experience in something. You were able to get yourself from somewhere to somewhere, and now you're teaching people how to do the same thing. Okay, so with this experience that you have, you collect insight, You find who would benefit from you, who would benefit from it, okay, and who can you almost guarantee success to, right? And eventually, who can easily afford it, basically, okay? That's how you find your targeted audience. Now, over the offer, already went over it, but basically you want to ask yourself, what do they want? How would they like to hear it? Now, I went over the offer pretty quickly, but even if you have a great offer, if you cannot communicate it, if nobody don't hear from it, nobody will buy from it, even if it's the best offer in the world, okay? So you really want to know how to communicate your offer, whether it's through a lead magnet, whether it's through VSL, whether it's through your content, okay? And that's why personal brand is so important. If you lock down a great personal brand, it's through your personal brand, matter of fact, that you're gonna communicate your offer, okay? So communicating your offer is also very important. And how are you going to position yourself uniquely in the market? If you apply this for your offer, if you have a no-brainer offer already, don't even think about competition. Don't even think, because again, that's literally 95% of the people. Okay, by just locking down these main point here, and obviously there's a lot more that goes into this, but by locking down these main point here, you're already in the top 5%. Don't even think, because think about it. If you're the all-in-one, if you're the guy that solves every obstacle faster and effortlessly while closing the whole gap for your client journey, it's not everybody that can pull this off. Okay, who can really, when you think about it, who can copy you? Who can replace you? On top of that, if you have a personal brand, yeah, now we're talking. If you have a personal brand on top of that, nobody can replace you. Like I said before, nobody's is better at being you than you. Iman Ghazi, there's not another Iman Ghazi. He mastered these two things. Not only he has a crazy, matter of fact, I'm gonna say Alex Hormozi. He does it better because he actually has a crazy offer. And I don't want to shit on Iman Ghazi. Okay, he's the G, but look at Alex Hormozi. He has a crazy offer and a great personal brand. Okay, I watch his content every single day myself. Okay, now you also want to ask yourself, how are you going to help them? How are you going to give it to them faster? Like I went over, if you can close the gap faster, the faster you can close the gap, the more valuable your offer becomes. Okay, and how to give it to them more effortlessly. If on top of that, you can get me to where I want and save me 7 months, right? And literally get rid of the obstacle for me, and I won't have to do nothing. I'm ready to sell my car if I need to. Like whatever it is, I'll close my eyes and buy your program without looking at the price. Literally. And that's where the value is, basically. Talking about value in the book $100 million offer from Alex Hormozi, he talks about the equation, the value equation, right? I don't want to get into this because I'll get ahead of myself, but I don't know if you read the book. If you did, you know what I'm talking about. But I also have a video going over this too. So yeah. Now, and obviously the last part of your offer is the pricing model and the guarantee that comes with it. Okay, now I just went over the offer, and now I want to go like here. Okay, I just went over how to build a bulletproof offer. Now I want to go over the attention generation mechanism and a bulletproof client acquisition system and a smooth conversion mechanism. Okay, so here I am. Now before I even start to talk about this, I want to give you some sauce. I want to put you onto something. Okay, if we look at Montel Gordon. Maybe you know him, okay? He's pretty popular in the online coaching space, okay? The guy has a YouTube channel. Maybe you know him, but Montel Gordon made literally, okay? He made $52,000 in 23 days from a brand new coaching business. Now, the guy already had a main coaching business. He made money using this system that I'm about to show you. He made money by using this system, and he couldn't believe the result. So he literally went in and he launched a brand new coaching business with that same system, with that same attention generating mechanism and conversion mechanism that I'm about to cover. He used the same exact method and made $52,000 in 23 days with a brand new coaching business from scratch. Okay, that's great. And that's not even the crazy part. The numbers are not even the crazy part, because look at this. He did it with no cold outreach. Remember what I said, right, about cold outreach? He did it without having to chase clients, without having to do that, because at the end of the day, the clients he would get would come to him. And that's what I mean when I was talking about having an inbound system in your business. That's also what I want to cover, okay? And let's look at his ad manager. Let's look at the numbers pretty quick, okay? The guy, honestly, I don't know about you, but that blew my mind, okay? He spent 1.4 pounds. Well, 1.4 pounds. Wow. 1.4 thousand pounds in total in ad spend, and generate back 52 pounds is in Europe. 52 pounds literally cash collected. 52,000 pounds. Sorry. He spent 1.4 thousand pounds and made back 52,000 pounds. That's crazy. I think if we do the quick math, that's an ROI of like 40. For every pound he spent, he made back 40 pounds. That's crazy. Okay? And these numbers, listen, you don't get these numbers with a VSL funnel or a website funnel or a channel funnel, whatever it is that is overrated, okay? Or even you don't do these numbers with cold outreach. You don't do these numbers with exactly VSL funnels and the old way of running ads and spending like $500 for a lead, okay? You don't make that type of money. Matter of fact, he was spending £50 per day. That's probably not a meal, but that's a shirt, that's a t-shirt. If you're a guy, at least £50 a day on ad spend. That's on average, he would spend £50 per day and make back $2,000 per day. Sorry, with £50, he would make back $2,000. That's crazy. Even in dropshipping, you don't hear that. Like, these numbers are literally crazy, okay? With this one, he leveraged one Instagram ads, one IG ads that I want to go over, okay? And here, in the numbers, you can look, he was spending 40 cents per leads click, basically. So for everybody that would click on his link and stalk his profile, okay? That's what I want to go over. And Grayson Lupas did the exact same thing for his coaching business, and he scaled his business and his personal brand. That's the power of this. That's why I say you got to say goodbye to cold outreach and the old method of doing lead gen, because that system alone doesn't just scale your business, but it scales your personal brand at the same time, okay? Grayson Lupas went from $0 to $97,000 in 16 days with his coaching business by leveraging this method. Okay, that's what I want to go over. That's what I want to go over today, okay? And I call it the growthful funnel. Basically, the top of the funnel consists of generating attention. Now, you're going to do that through an IG ads. Now, I have a script. I have scripts that goes over how you can do this and everything. You can go on my profile for that. But legit, okay, I think Grayson Lupas would do that a lot, okay? You want to do this through, you can just use ads, okay, if you don't want to use only organic marketing, but it's very important to do organic marketing, to do organic content, short form content, okay? Grayson Lupas did that a lot. He first off built a following of only short form content, and then he started running ads, which is also a great way to do it. So through an ads, you want to run a profile visit ads to your profile, to your Instagram profile. So your profile is your landing page, and you're going to drive people to follow you and to stalk your profile, where you're going to have all of the content stack up, all of the free value stack up on your profile, and they're going to stalk you. And that's how you're going to nurture them. And if you have a YouTube channel, like both of these guys, and I think that's also why they were able to scale that fast, because they also had long form content where they would literally go over their mechanism. And I will go more in details about this later in the conversion mechanism. But here's my point. If you have a YouTube channel, you could also redirect the people there, which is also a great way to do this. And basically, for other people that are going to follow you from that ad, or that are going to go stalk your profile, comment in your post, like, okay, that are going to engage on your page, these people are going to get retargeted. You're going to retarget them with ads, with more value, more content. And you also not only want to retarget them with content or with targeting ads, but also with lead magnet. If you have a YouTube channel, you know what I'm trying to say here, okay? with long form or VSLs, whatever it is. Okay, now that's the middle part of the funnel, and that's the warm audience, that's the warm lead. Those are the warm lead. Okay, people that already follow your page, that are consuming your content, and that are being nurtured. Okay, so there's a specific way you want to do content, and there's also a specific way you want to provide for free value. That's where the sauce comes in the conversion mechanism, because all these people that engage with your page, you want to retarget to them, and you want to qualify them and close them in DMs. And let me explain myself when I say this. Now, let's say if you were to work with us, okay, what we do, well, first off, we will definitely take care of your content, but we have appointment setters that are already trained, that we will place in your business, that's going to do the whole process for you on your behalf. They're going to close it, they're going to nurture your prospect and qualify them. And so if let's say you were to work with us, we will have them already trained, and they know how to do this. They master this. Okay, so you want an appointment setter, basically, that's gonna go in the DM, and that's gonna uncover more inefficiencies in the prospect. So let's say you're a business selling to other business to people that want to start their own online agency, which is what Grayson Lupus does. Basically, literally, the appointment setter would go in the conversation and talk basically about the inefficiencies, and point out the inefficiencies in the prospect's business. Like, what is he struggling with? Basically, just trying to figure out where is your prospect at and where he wants to get. Okay, to find if it's a good fit, to qualify him. And throughout this process, the appointment setter will get the permission, respectfully, to send him a asset. And what I mean by an asset, I mean a VSL or just a long form. And this is where everything that's where the magic happens. That's the big lever of the conversion mechanism. That's where you print the money. That's the button you press to print the money. Because look, in that VSL, you want to share a novel way of solving problems. So remember, the inefficiencies we're talking about in your prospect business, right? You want to share in that VSL a novel way of solving these problems, so these inefficiencies in their business, through that one VSL. And the big takeaway from this is that that's literally your leverage button. You have to do this video once and send it to as many people as you can, because that's the thing. Your ideal client or your prospect, they all have a specific journey, and they all have main common obstacle. Again, remember, okay, don't lose track here, because remember when I was talking about the obstacles that you want to solve in your client's journey? Your ideal clients, they all have common obstacle, and these obstacles, you want to solve them in that one VSL. So you basically want to handle the objections in that one VSL and share a novel way of solving this problem through your mechanism. That's the magic of the VSL, literally. Then when you think about it, okay, if you're able to literally see where I'm going from here, is that at this point you won't have to sell anymore. The selling is already done. Like, you're probably thinking about your script or whatever, forget it. Like, you are selling them through that VSL. And keep in mind that the people that are going to watch that VSL, most of the time, they already been watching your content for a while at this point, right? They already been nurtured through the middle funnel, okay, through the top and through the middle part of the funnel. So that's through that VSL, you're going to change their belief system, and you're going to open their eyes on the solution that you have for them. That's how you're going to sell them. They're already sold. Okay, once they hop on a call with you, once they book a call, after that, they already sold. And by the end of watching the VSL or sending the VSL to your prospect, you want to offer them a walkthrough of implementation, a call of implementation call, basically, with them. And at this point, they already see where you're coming from. They already trust you. Most of the time, literally 90% of the time, they already want to buy. They're already ready to buy. Remember when I bought Iman Gashi's course? I don't even remember going on a call with one of his team members. Yeah, I think I did, but that was after I bought his course. But literally, when I bought his course, literally, I did that because I trusted him, because of the content that I've been consuming from him. Okay, and through your content, you could do also some bit of objective handling in your content already in your organic content. But in that VSL, that's really when you want to give away all the sauce. The mechanism that you use to take your ideal client from point A to point B, that's when you want to cover in that one VSL, and forget about selling. You want to stop having to sell and start being desired. At this point, you will close them in no time, literally. Okay, and that's when you literally I say that's when you pitch your offer at the end. Okay, and most of the time they're already ready to buy, right? So like I said again, the appointment setting, well, that's basically the conversion mechanism I just went over again here, right? So for all the followers that comes in, the new followers, the people that interacted with your page, those people are the warm audience, and it's through this mechanism that you're gonna close them, and that you're gonna convert this attention. Again, our appointment setter master this. They would do this, all of that for you, right? And that's how you close your audience. Here you DM them, nurture them, qualify them, give them free value, give them access to a long form VSL, right? And if you have a YouTube channel on top of that, you're on top of your game. You are on top of your game. Now, I know I said a lot of things, I threw a lot of information here and there, but funny enough, actually, the formula of growth consists of the knowledge that you get, the information that you get, right, times how fast do you apply that knowledge, times how often do you consume that knowledge. Now, I just throw like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of information from the big dogs, right? I just gave away their sauce, things that you can use right now and apply and see the results for yourself without having to make the same mistakes that they did. Okay, so from here you do what you do you, right? And obviously, if you want me to actually implement this in your business without having to do anything on your hand, right, you can book a call with me. But if you want actually to have access to the free training going over Alex Hormozi's offer, the link is on my IG. I'll put my IG right there. It's right on my bio, right? And obviously, if you find it, my content not just entertaining, but actually you get something from it, obviously follow, subscribe, and if you want to know more also. But yeah, thank you for your attention. Thank you for having watched the video, the entire training. Okay, if you're there, if you're still watching, there's a reason for it. All right, you're a real one. I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Okay, and yeah, obviously have a good one and take care.